Most project planners focus primarily on core contract clauses. Secondary options in contracts can significantly impact project risk. These options also affect the program's logic and overall structure. Time entitlement, a critical aspect, is also subject to alteration by secondary options. NEC4 secondary options, X, Y, and Z clauses, provide mechanisms for these adjustments. NEC4 contracts utilize a structure with core clauses applicable across all projects. Main options, A, F, determine the payment mechanism used in the contract. These options range from lump sum to cost reimbursable models. Secondary options allow for further customization of risk allocation. They achieve this by adding specific obligations and shifting commercial risk between parties. Secondary options in planning introduce project milestones. These options can also affect the risk of delays in project completion. Furthermore, they have an impact on project cash flow management. Secondary options may trigger compensation events and alter recovery planning strategies. Neglecting secondary options can lead to technically sound, yet practically irrelevant programs. Such programs may fulfill technical specifications but fail to meet contractual obligations. This discrepancy renders the programs commercially unusable. Planners must recognize the significant impact of their decisions. Comprehensive planning is crucial to ensure both technical correctness and practical utility. The X1 clause is used to adjust prices in long-term projects. It helps manage the risk of inflation over the duration of the project. Price adjustments are based on published indices. These indices reflect changes in the cost of materials and labor. Forecasts used with the X1 clause must align with the index periods to ensure accuracy. Steel price fluctuations in infrastructure projects highlight time-driven inflation. A 4-year infrastructure project exemplifies the impact of these fluctuations. Project planners must identify and flag time-driven inflation exposure. This proactive approach is crucial for effective project management and budgeting. The X2 clause introduces modifications to the law that can trigger compensation events. These changes often lead to delays in project timeline. The program needs to illustrate the impact of these delays accurately. Revised logic is frequently required under Clause 32 to address these delay effects. This revision ensures that compensation is appropriately managed in response to the legal changes. New safety regulations are being implemented. These regulations extend the duration of inspections. This is an example of X2. Early warnings are considered a best practice. The program should be revised immediately. The revision should show mitigation logic. The X4 clause involves financial support from the contractor's parent company. This financial backing increases scrutiny on project recovery programs. It also leads to closer examination of delay mitigation strategies. Detailed completion forecasts are subject to more rigorous review. The X4 clause aims to ensure project accountability and financial stability. The program's credibility and defensibility are paramount. This is due to heightened scrutiny from the parent company guarantee. Increased oversight necessitates a robust and justifiable program framework. The program must withstand thorough examination to maintain its validity. The X5 clause divides project completion into distinct, date-bound sections. Each section operates on its own timeline, demanding separate programming efforts. This necessitates independent management of multiple critical paths. Effective execution requires careful coordination across all sections. The clause aims to ensure milestones are met within defined timeframes. This approach can add complexity, but also enhances accountability. A common mistake is treating sectional dates as mere milestones. Each section requires complete and thorough logical development. Focusing solely on target dates neglects the underlying logic needed for success. Therefore, ensure each section is fully developed, not just time-bound. X6 rewards early completion of tasks or projects. It necessitates the implementation of realistic acceleration logic. Careful management of floating point numbers is critical for success. Employing optimistic logic is a mistake when dealing with X6. X6 is exemplified by the early handover of a hospital wing. This means demonstrating actual early completion, not just forecasting it. The focus is on achieving tangible results ahead of schedule. Early handover showcases effective project management and execution. It highlights the ability to deliver a functional facility before the deadline. The X7 clause establishes predetermined damages for project completion delays. Accurate critical path management is crucial under the X7 clause to avoid penalties. Critical path accuracy ensures timely project delivery and minimizes financial risks. Sectional completion, when combined with the X7 clause, introduces a higher risk profile. Sectional completion involves completing a project in defined segments or phases. The intersection of sectional completion and X7 necessitates careful planning and execution to mitigate potential delays. Late project completion carries significant financial risk. A daily penalty of £25,000 exemplifies this risk. Protecting the critical path is essential for timely completion. Maintaining an updated accepted program is crucial. These measures help mitigate financial losses from delays. The X16 clause permits the retention of funds until project completion. Funds can also be retained until the issuance of a defect certificate. Delays in project completion negatively impact cash flow. These delays can also create commercial pressure on involved parties. Therefore, timely completion is crucial under the X16 clause to avoid financial and commercial strain. Completion logic must be meticulously designed to be watertight. This is crucial to prevent disputes related to retention. Watertight logic also ensures the timely release of funds. Ambiguous completion criteria can lead to disagreements. Clear, unambiguous logic protects both parties involved. Clause X18 sets a limit on the contractor's financial liability. Activities deemed as high risk are subject to increased oversight. High-risk activities necessitate clear and achievable risk mitigation strategies. Transparency in outlining potential high-risk paths is crucial for effective management. The X20 clause connects performance with payment or incentives. These incentives are often tied to project progress. Milestone achievements are also a key factor in X20 clauses. Handover dates are frequently linked to payment schedules. Key performance indicators, KPIs, should be transparent in logic and reporting. The X22 clause involves bringing the contractor in at an early stage of the project. It necessitates managing multiple programs with evolving logic. Early forecasting becomes a critical component under the X22 clause. Clear separation of pre-construction and construction logic is essential for effective management. The X29 clause mandates specific climate-related actions within projects. It also requires comprehensive reporting on these climate-related activities. The clause introduces new activities focused on climate change mitigation. It establishes a mitigation sequencing process to prioritize climate actions. X29 allows for potential time risk allowances related to climate considerations. The adoption of low-carbon methods may lead to increased project durations. UCONI clause involves the use of a project bank account. A project bank account is a ring-fenced account. The purpose of the ring-fenced account is for project funds. The YUCON clause itself has no direct program effect. However, delays in cash flow can negatively impact productivity. Efficient management of the project bank account is crucial for maintaining project momentum. Z clauses are amendments to standard NEC, new engineering contract, wording. These clauses introduce a high level of risk for project planners. Z clauses frequently modify established time bars within the contract. They can also alter the rules governing the project program. Furthermore, Z clauses may restrict the scope of compensation events. Carefully review Contract Data Part 1 to understand project requirements. Identify active X, Y, and Z clauses within the contract. Incorporate these clauses into the program's logic and design. Revise programs according to the specifications of Clause 32. Proactively utilize early warnings to mitigate potential issues.